Call the meeting of Monday, March, we got 4th here, but, okay. I'm going off the wrong script. It's okay. Just for a moment. So Monday, March 18th, regular council meeting. We're going to start with the acknowledgement of treaties of peace and friendship. We'd like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is traditional unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq peoples. This territory is covered by the treaties of peace and friendship, which Wolastoqiyik, Mi'kmaq, and Passamaquoddy peoples first signed with the British Crown in 1726. The treaties did not deal with surrender of lands and resources, but in fact recognized Mi'kmaq and Wolastoqiyik title and established the rules for what was to be an ongoing relationship between nations. Thank you, Walalan. Next is the oath of office. We do hereby accept the office of council and will diligently, faithfully, and impartially discharge to the best of our ability the duties of the office as may be imposed upon us by law. Next is the adoption, or the moment of reflection. Deputy Mayor Carmichael? You don't have yours? Okay. Okay. So we, for this month, we have the moment of reflection for Wanda Gooden of Lauren and George Killorn of Beldoon. If we could have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Next is the adoption of the agenda. Do we have any changes?
I'm going to remove the financial reports, item 711, and I'll provide an update to council when it comes to that item on where we are with that.
Okay, thank you. So with that amendment or change, can we get a motion to adopt the agenda?
M 2024-03-18-24, that the agenda be adopted with change.
Get a seconder?
I'll second it.
On the question, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passed. If anyone has a statement of conflict of interest, you can register with the clerk. The adoption of minutes. So you have the minutes in front of you. Can we get a motion, mover for that motion?
M 2024-03-18-25, that the minutes of the Committee of Whole Council meeting of February 5th, 2024, and the regular meeting of February 20, 2024 be adopted as presented.
Any a seconder?
I'll second it.
On the question, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Do we have any business arising from the minutes? No. We don't have any presentations or petitions or delegations, but we do have statements by members of council. Councilor Guitar McDonnell.
I have a couple of items here I'd like to bring forward. The first being the Communities in Bloom. I received an email, as I think some of us did, about this. It's a nonprofit charitable Canadian organization committed to fostering civic pride, environmental responsibility, and beautification through community engagement and the challenge of friendly competition. The program nurtures involvement and action by citizens of all ages, municipal governments, local organizations, institutions, and businesses. It strives to improve the tidiness, appearance, and visual appeal of our neighborhoods, parks, open spaces, and streetscapes through the imaginative use of flowers, plants, and trees. Participating in the Communities in Bloom program has proven positive benefits while impacting all sectors of our municipality. Communities in Bloom will help to encourage and enhance involvement, improve green infrastructure, and become more environmentally sustainable. The color theme for 2024 program is orange, to honor the Indigenous communities. I guess my call is to see how many residents would be interested in getting involved in this, participating at no cost to them, but we have a deadline for to register, which would be March 31st. So we are asking any resident who's interested in getting involved in this to contact our office through the day. Brittany will take names. And the cutoff date for that would be March 27th. So if we have interest, we will be registering our village before the 31st of March. And if we don't have a lot, I guess we just won't put our names in. So I'm just want to see how many people would be involved or would like to be involved, because we do have some pretty good gardeners in our village. So I think they take pride in their plantings and stuff, so.
Excuse me, who would you register that with?
We, as the village, would register our village because it's done through the village. There's a fee for so many, what your population is. So for our size of our village, our enrollment would cost $500. And they send a team out. The Communities in Bloom nonprofit, it's a charitable Canadian organization, but this is the Atlantic provinces that are doing that. So that's how we would do that. We'd just be registering. They send people to our community if we're involved, just to take a look, take pictures to see how we've, come forward with our plan. So that's, I just want to see what residents would be interested if there are.
What would you get for that $500 registration?
Oh, we would get nothing, just recognition, you know what I'm saying? Because other municipalities would also have to enter. But depending on the size of their municipality or their city, it's what it costs them. Okay? Oh, you're welcome. Anybody else?
Council?
Thank you for bringing this up, Marilyn. It's a very, very good idea. Hopefully, people would be interested in doing it. I'm not sure what it all intakes. Would that mean that the people would be planting these, the blooms, or would that be a piece of the land that we have here at our village? Would that be planted in our area? I'm not sure exactly what. I know what you're saying, it's a community of bloom, but it's a great idea, but I don't quite understand what it is, I guess.
I believe the way they run it is most residents or homeowners plant a garden with flowers and whatever, and they take a lot of pride in it. We have a lot of people in our community who have beautiful gardens. So I think the interest is to get more people involved in planting a garden or making beautifying their area. And we have several spots in our community where we plant our own garden, visually, appealing to visitors and ourselves. So I just want to expand on that, and hopefully we'll get more interest and it'll pick up.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that information.
Is that it?
So the second item that I have is that our community has been involved in 2 major fundraisers in the past month, and the outpouring of support from our community and surrounding areas was incredible. It truly was. The first fundraiser was the 1,000 Mile Challenge, and this is a provincial fundraiser that helps send kids to camp. There was only one team representing the northern part of our province, and it was Team Talon. The team was made up of Dan Pethick and Mackenzie McAllister. They did the 1,000 Mile run together with their major sponsor from James Talbot and Mike Landry from Talon Construction. They raised over $10,000. Yeah, that's incredible. So I shout out to them. And the second fundraiser was for Lydia Levine, and what turned out to be a small ask erupted into a huge response from not only residents of Beldoon and others who have some type of connection to Beldoon. Maureen Odie Pascal raised over $5,000 to help Lydia with the cost of traveling and medical expenses. once again, wow. And to capitalize on the outpouring of support to Lydia, there is a planned raffle, a basket of wonderful prizes donated by local businesses at Mark's hockey tournament, April 1st to April 7th, where Lydia will be dropping the official puck to get the tournament started, which would be wonderful. I just am very, very proud. Our village has just reinforced in me how much I love it, truthfully, and I am to be very proud to be part of this community. Way to go.
Okay, thank you. Council?
Thank you for that. Again, Marilyn, that's very, very good. Yes, this is a great community to be living in. I've seen through the years and in anything that people, when they need help or fundraisers, we team together to do that. And it's an amazing place to live. So thank you.
Okay. So before I move on to administration reports, as I always do every meeting, I want to acknowledge the presence of our CMP and thank you for your service. Thank you for being here. Seoli.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So as I said at the beginning, we're going to remove the financial reports, but just a quick update for council. We have started our annual audit. So Alan Paquette and Arsenault did join us today for the first time. I do expect that they're going to be here for a few weeks. So they did acknowledge that generally they usually start towards the end of February. They are a couple weeks behind this time. I'm not sure if they're maybe trying to align because they did know that we had a clerk treasurer coming in. So I'm not exactly sure their timelines there, but we do expect it to be pretty busy with finances for the next little bit. In the process, we were reevaluating January and February and some of the entries that were made there, and there was a couple discrepancies in it. So rather than providing the report for February at this meeting, we'd like to make sure that those are corrected. What we'll do at the April meeting is I'll just have two packages, one for February, one for March, and we can go ahead and provide those reports. But I just want to make sure the council was aware that the audit was happening now. We do have Alan Paquette and Arsenault in, so yeah, that's when the culmination of that, of course, they'll present to council, and we'll have the proper motions in place at that time.
Yeah.
Okay, my next item is for the social environmental grant. We broke out two motions for this. There was a couple that came in that didn't have a set amount to them, so they were grouped in the second motion. The first motion for the grants is number 27, which is all of the items under the threshold. The second item is for the grant or the grant request that came in that could potentially be above the threshold. So if council wants to instruct staff on the amounts to be applied here, if any, then we'll do that as council directs.
So you just want to do both, one at the, yeah. Okay, well, let's, for 27, then can we get a mover?
M 2024-0318-27, that the Social and Environment Report for March 2024 be accepted as presented and recommendation approved, $250 to the DRHS Girls Varsity Volleyball Program and $100 to the Restigouche SPCA for the gift basket draw.
We need a seconder
I'll second it.
on the question?
I just have something. I was looking at the fees that we pay the SPCA, which are 3 times more than most other, you're laughing, I know. Would not support giving a donation to the SPCA. I think we pay them highly for very little service that they provide to our community. So when you look at the other communities that are serviced by the SPCA, we're paying $700 a month, and other communities are paying $200 a month in fees to the SPCA. So I would not support a $100 donation to them.
Just really quickly on that note, so, and I was expecting a comment along these lines, and Cynthia's absolutely right. So our fees are about $700 a month. This did come in, generally, when we process these for the region, the $250 is kind of generally the number if it's not specified, and I believe in this one it was not. We reduced it down to $100 because we recognize that there was additional fees that we pay every month. Having said that, if council doesn't want to make the contribution, no problem at all. We can amend that and remove that $100.
Can I just ask why we're paying 700 where others are not?
Honestly, I think that's the number that they had in the contract. So when the contract comes up, it needs to be reevaluated. It needs to come in front of council, and we need to likely meet with SPCA and find out why it is that we have the fees that we have. There's a lot of other things that come along with it that we sort of, as we're going through the process as well, right? Like any fines that come in, there's actually quite a bit of administration on our side that's required. So that type of stuff should be worked out. What I'll do is I'll take this away because I believe that, I don't have the date of the contract in front of me, but I'll get that in front of council, and if we have an opportunity to reevaluate that, we will. We do that at the end. We got a Q&A at the end. Oh, we don't really take, but yeah, let us get through the meeting and then we'll do the Q&A at the end. Thanks.
If I may, Your Worship,
Yeah.
I would also agree with Councillor Robinson's statement. I agree 100%. At the end of the day, I believe our lease with the SPCA goes from January to December. So I would ask that, I don't know if we can review it at middle stage, but with that said, it should become a priority prior to 2025.
We need an amendment to the,
Yes, if we want to move her for the amendment to remove that.
okay, I'll amend to remove that, the item for the SPCA, and I'll read the motion. Okay? And
If, once again, if I may, we'd have to approve the amendment first.
Okay. So, do we have approval to move
I'll second the motion to remove that item.
on the question? All those in favor say aye. Okay, so motion is passed.
M 2024-0318-27, that the social environment report for March 2024 be accepted as presented and recommendation approved $250 for the DRHS Girls Varsity Volleyball Program.
And a second?
I'll second that.
On the question, all those in favor say aye. Motion passed.
Just real briefly on the second one, just to remind council, so there was the Restigouche Minor Hockey and the Rod Harpel Fund that came in without set amounts. Just so council is aware, there was a $200, $500, and $1,000 option for the Restigouche Restigouche North Minor Hockey Association. Of course, council can contribute anything outside of that, but those were the levels. So 2, 5, and 1,000. And for the Rod Harkwell, it came in at 250, 500, 1,000, or over 1,000 for the different sponsorship levels. Again, completely council's discretion on what they want to contribute.
Council?
Is anyone in agreement of $200 or $250 for these two others that have blanks?
Personally, if I may, Your Worship, my comments would be that 250 should be the limit.
Okay, so we put 250?
M 2024-0318-28, that the following grant be approved. $250 to the Restigouche North Minor Hockey Association, $250 to the Rod Harkwell Fund, and the $500 to the Lorne Days Festival.
In a seconder?
I'll second it.
On the question, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passed. Next up is bylaws and policies.
Yep, so sorry for motions and resolutions, we'll skip to the next one. But the item 9.1 is for the Power Club lease. This is for use of the unit number 3 at 2471 Main Street. There is motion number 29 for council to move.
Okay, so for motion dash 29, do we have a mover?
M 2024-03-18-29, that the lease agreement between the Village of Beldoon and the Beldoon Power and Fitness Club, Inc. for use of the Unit 3 at 2471 Main Street, Beldoon, New Brunswick, for the recurring monthly term be accepted, and the mayor and the clerk sign the final version of the document.
Need a seconder?
I'll second it.
On the question, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passed. Next, 9.2.
So again, this is for the cafe space here in the municipal building, 2471 Main Street. So we have motion number 30 for council to move.
Okay, can we get a mover for said motion?
M 2024-03-18-30, that the lease agreement between the Village of Beldoon and Stephen Bott for use of the commercial cafe space located at 2471 Main Street, Beldoon, New Brunswick, for $750, HST included, per month, plus cost of utilities for a 3-year term for an operator option to extend for 1 year be accepted, and the mayor and clerk sign the final version of the document.
It is seconded.
I'll second it.
On the question? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passed. Next, 9.3.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. 9.3 is for the appointing clerk treasurer as signing authority. We have motion number 31.
Can I get a mover for 31?
M 2024-03-18-31, that the accordance with the section 77 in brackets 1 of the NB Local Government Act, that the Beldoon Council appoint Angela Culligan as additional signing authority as clerk treasurer.
Need a seconder?
I'll second it.
On the question? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passed. Next is 9.4.
The last item here is for the upcoming UMNB Advocacy Days and the per diem to allow for councilors to attend.
Need a mover?
M 2024-03-18-32, that council approve the use of per diem for council members attending the UMNB Advocacy Days event in Fredericton on March 20th and 21st, 2024.
And a seconder?
I'll second it.
On the question? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passed. And just before I get to general correspondence, just there's we had a motion in the past, just a couple of minutes ago, about the lease agreement with the Power Club. And we have a member of the Power Club in the audience. People can't see him, but I just wanted to say, I've been a member of the club for a long time, going way back, and the executive have done a really, really good job. So Ronnie, you guys in the executive have done a really good job, and just, it's good to see the club doing so well. So next is general correspondence.
Short list for correspondence. Correspondence in, we had the SPCA report for February, and we also had the AVL Spurline report for February, if council recalls. That is now being done by the user, and we are part of that distribution. That's all we have for correspondence.
So we're on to adjournment. We don't have any closed session tonight. All right, so can we get a motion to adjourn?
M 2024-03-18-33, that the meeting is adjourned at 7:24.
Can I get a seconder?
I will second it.
All those in favor say aye. Motion passed, meeting adjourned.